decided to go live at the Saturday after because why not? That's as far as I can go. Have an open mic later province, so Bolton, not Bolton, Bolton town, the outskirts of Blackpool, which is a city town near vicinities of Manchester, Liverpool, an hour away. It's hard to explain. The closest city is Preston. Um, but I'm here today to talk random stuff about how gigs happen and what to consider and stuff like that. Also about ukulele. I've had this ukulele for a year. I don't think I ever talked about them live stream. An interesting subject, especially for like myself that have kids. Um, often have been said that you could try to introduce children to music and to instruments because they're affordable, they're strings, they're nylon strings, ticks a lot of the boxes. Um, and I just wanted to show you the sort of different price points that you can get. Sort of subject, especially issues that might come along with choosing one over. So, welcome if you're watching this on replay. If you're watching this live, you're not watching this live. So this past weekend it has been interesting gigging wise. On Friday, I saw that of the places here nearby in was looking for J Carry. I have the gear, so I might as well go. So I went to 15 St. Anne's with ale house, pub, bar, very cool decorations, very busy in terms of community people. So it was very cool. I would show you some pictures. I don't have because that will be much forewarning. But it was very interesting. We had lots of people come up, seeing there was some people that were very good, some were not as good. Probably I was on the not as good sort of folk. But it was a successful evening, 8 till midnight. Right. Went on, was good. They paid at the end. Yesterday there was a different place that I went to that was a bit horror show. The place itself was good, but the outcome still dealing with. Maybe have to be a story for another time. But the issue raises is when you're not in a contract, what power as a musician do you have in comparison to a venue? Because they can cancel at any point. They can change the terms of the agreement. Hey Peter, probably Peter will be able to give me some advice as a more experienced member in communities of England. When venues cancel, change terms of the agreement midway, like, oh, it's not as busy, we're just gonna call it short, and you have. Other than get the musicians union involved, get a rep. I don't know if there's anything to be done. Like I've had a venue cancel all the bookings that I've done for the past month and a bit. Contacted a bunch of musicians and like agreed the times and everything, the whole rigmarole. And then they cancel. So they don't pay me for the book that I already did the work. They don't pay the musicians any sort of cancellation fee. Is the way forward only working with contracts, but are venues willing to pay to sign contracts? I doubt it. I doubt it because there's a lot of sort of over under the desk deals and agreements, isn't it? This is the place that I was talking. Picture, see a bit more type of the. It's quite. Picture there. There's a bank that was turned pub, so it has interesting setup. So there you go. There you go. This has been on my sort of. On one hand, I want to get involved with more places that are serious. On the other, it can be quite challenging, because ideally, I just want to have 2 gigs a week where I show up, play. People tell me what to play it. Like, and they pay me on the spot in cash, preferably. Go home. I'm happy about played music, which is something that I do like, enjoy doing. Uh, uh, and hopefully, there's people listening and watching. But that's not where we live in the world of dreams. It's just wishes. So, ukuleles. Ukulele. I don't. First, as you might start to notice, we recorded the second episode of Astrocast, the Astro Dog podcast, last week, 9th, with Imogen Evans. Good, very fun. And the conclusion was, I don't know how to pronounce words. I already don't know how to pronounce words in Portuguese a lot of the times. Now I don't know how to as well. So instead of being bilingual, I've lost 2 languages. The art of 2 languages to do 2 languages poorly, which is a downgrade, definitely. But some words that are quite similar in both languages, it's even more tricky. Like the false friends, isn't it, for familiars? So in Portuguese, I think I don't even know how to say it really, but it will be like ukulele. Okay, and the ukulele is an instrument that was inspired by the cavaquinho, which is a Portuguese steel string small guitar that sailors would take ships when they would go around the world discovering lands, which now we call colonizing. And so I don't know if the Portuguese pronunciation is actually proper pronunciation given this historical fact. In English, it's ukulele, and you can find them in various sorts of sizes. This is a soprano, right? The very small one. I've played the baritone one that my Sean Dono here local plays. Such that are a bit bigger, it's like the lower 4 strings of a guitar, which is cool. So, or if you want to start on something that it's easier. This is tuned CG, I think. No, A is at the end. And this is the sort of cheaper ukulele that you can buy. I have one from Aldi, which is very similar to this. This one is from Koban. Market Koban since a while ago, and I'm thankful for. Thank you so much. It's mostly for the kids. It's a very affordably built, very affordable nut and tuners and everything. It's around like £20. You can buy them some Aldi and small shops. They're basically a toy grade instrument. They're not really reliable. You cannot really learn anything out of tune very quickly. So if this is a C, this is an A minor, this is a G, this is F, or the chord shapes are sounds. This is out of tune. I've tuned it. There you go. So you can get something like this for kids to play with, to put stickers on. I have one from Aldi that has fulfilled that purpose. My children are 5 and 2, about to turn 3. So when they're very small and they want just something to grab and to hold and to bash and to beat other toys with, a great choice just to get them the hang of holding a tiny guitar, right? Yeah, so Peter here is mentioning that he has a Donner Uke, which is an affordable brand as well, and it's not very expensive. But the next up that Mark from Koban sent to me was this one, and this is an instrument. This is a proper stuff, guys. So let me just show you here. So exotic woods, it has this abalone around, proper wood. It has proper nut slot. No, it has a bridge slot and a proper nut binding around, fret markers, metal tuners. And this stays in tune. Like saying that, and now I took it out of the bag the other day and it was still. So the same C. So C. I have to take the other one, out the other one that I tuned at the same time as the other way. So there you go. I don't think I need to say anything else. So this one. very cute, very mindful, very demure. No, just so this is a Koban one. So let me just see here on the page at Koban cars that they have off. This was not a sponsor. Well, he did send me this, so you consider it sponsored, but it's not sponsored because they did this video. It's quite a while now. I don't think Mark is expecting anything out of me, and this is just a live ride. So I don't know. Take it as you wish. But this is what they have now. Concert soprano. I think it's soprano, right? And comes, for example, for for £59, get the concert ukulele, electronics, and the bag, which is still much cheaper than other offerings. This is pretty cool. If you get the 10% off £5, an instrument, a proper instrument that is easier to maneuver than a guitar, because guitars, even small guitars, have 6 strings, so it's a bit to learn, a bit more to hold, especially with young children, or if you just want to learn something, learn something easy to carry about, to campfire songs, to and it's relatively loud enough, as you can hear. So this is my speaking voice, and if I'm seeing the inputs gain here accurately, it's very similar. Yeah, the guitar shapes are not the same, but they are similar, and they change from tuning. So, for example, just very briefly, if you put one finger on the third fret, on the bottom is C, second fret at the top is an A minor. If you do like a D shape, it's G. If you do one on the second and then first fret on the second string, like a 7 on the top, it's an F. The E minor is this one, which is like a F triad. It's an F. There's obviously a bit more complex and stuff which I don't know as well, but it's not impossible. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that these sort of things exist. I've had it for a while. This is not amplified. Just think it's very light. I'm 6'1", playing as that was C, just hold C. And I could try to play scale. Something like that. So that's the other. If you have any questions, even weight-wise, weight-wise, this is sort of heavier, especially at. So, and what I'm trying to say is, if you want an instrument for a child or adult to play with, this is not really alternative. You want around 50 to 60 pounds, you can get a working, better than any guitar really that I know. Like, to get this sort of quality on a guitar, acoustic guitar, unless you get it used like I do with mine, you off 150 probably, so thirds of the price. It's cool, which is cool, I think. With guitars, I continue to have 12 string and acoustic one behind. So for those of you that don't, pick up some work on it, but right. I'm really enjoying the sound of string. Very full. It's very now like when you play this and then you play normal acoustic guitar, six string, right? The sound not, but I did see a guy on Friday open mics and why I enjoy doing that. There's often something that happens that is quite interesting. This guy that apparently Rolling Stones, at least this is what that played early blues, like 1920. It was very interesting, very interesting. Um, Sounded very mellow. We had opinions about you that you wanted, and then you went and played. Actually, I can show you. Dave was doing. That sort of stuff. I never or and just an acoustic or something. So the gear doesn't really matter if it's more of what you want to do with it, isn't? Um, Continuing on this gear talk today, looking at the playing the different guitars and stuff, I've come to the realization that one of so this guitar, this green guitar that I've showed you like a million times backwards and I'm not really sure how I feel about it. On my in my head, it sort of makes a lot of sense in this guitar. Okay, I have 8 humbuckers on, and already said many times the cost of building it and not that far off. It's the same. So I thought at the end of the day I ended up getting something that is worse than an Epiphone for almost 7 months. Although it's a custom color and everything. But I was playing in comparison to the Squire that I have, and I think it plays better. So this is no. Let me just try something. I know. So I'm gonna. This is on the neck pickup split. I put it on the bridge, which is in full mode. This is how it sounds. Back to the neck. So, I think it sounds quite good. I've already thought that, but now, as I compare it to other, it sounds quite good. I don't think it sounds as good as Eastman, but I think it sounds good enough to. I think it plays well enough to gig. So, again, just want to share that with you. Sometimes your thoughts on guitars do change. Not that it matters. It matters what you do with them. I keep coming back to the same. And that was it. This is probably just going to be slightly shorter today. Just wanted to vent a little power dynamics of and venues and books. Something else that I could talk to you about that has happened in this past week is even my reinvigorated interest in photography. I started attempted to attend situations where I was able to some concerts, which is a bit of an ungrateful art in terms of like it's the least paid for photography's sort of form because we are musicians and musicians are broke, so probably looking forward to pay for concerts. Um, it's quite hard to get right because the lights change, usually dark environments with different sort of lighting, reds and purples and greens and everything, right? And it needs sort of a specific sort of gear, editing, and ability and stuff like that. So probably it wasn't the best for me to try to start on, but I went to see this band called Vanity. I'm gonna follow them on Instagram, Vanity Band. Very good. It's a piece, um, three piece band that the guy used one of these pictures. It's fun then to take the picture and then people see as um, profile pictures, which is indicative that they did like it. But because it's sort of, yeah, you can use it. So this was a gig that I attended. I could have got that with the phone, probably. Probably it's not that far off. But then I went to the open mic that Imogen was doing. Got some pictures. 14-year-old playing guitar, great singer, great guitar. So, I'm not just taking pictures of girls, I swear. This band called Dead Sheep. That as well got James Lee, Warrior Tale. That does sort of spoken words, rap, hip hop, freestyle, texts. But it's, I think, amazingly. We had local celebrity Rye Grooves doing just a couple of songs, supported. Local man wants to be Alex Turner, Nathan Carr, doing some Arctic Monkeys, obviously. uh, we had this band called Arctic Chiasm form as well. Joe, like the modern day Jimi Hendrix, is that's good. Jax on bass, Gabe on the drum. Imogen went and did a song with them from Iron Deep. But yeah, this sort of stuff, and because then we can use these pictures to promote the events, which is quite important. Not everywhere is possible. For example, today at Marvin's, I don't know if I'm do it. Ideally, yes, but when everything else fails, I turn to black and white, and it's like it's what it is. Because in black and white, you don't have to struggle with the colors, so sometimes you can get a bit more detail. That's why sometimes you see pictures black and white. But yeah, that's another thing to learn. Just a lot of things to learn. I come to realize on a time that other things are. So that was that. It's recapping. Thank you so much for watching. It's a bit entertaining. It's a bit of company for Saturday or Sunday afternoon even, or if you're watching this late or whenever you're watching this. Thank you, Peter, for joining me. I probably would have more success with these streams if I actually schedule them. It was all like on a regular time, but this is not really the point of live. You have sort of a what was live, what it was on, and you can see live form updates if you want to, like, say if you think that you'd actually join the live stream if I was to set it specific day and time, by all means do probably check it out. And the only day that I really can't, I think the days that would be better would either in the evenings or